We were scheduled today to do our church search visitation for St Peter's in Harrogate. St Peter's is my C of E parish church for where I live geographically here. We did visit it in 2008 and it scored reasonably well because it's quite high church and I enjoyed it. We have certain problems with it. Firstly, it's the church that my nan goes to, and I just think that I need possibly a little bit of distance. It's one of the reasons why I'm not going to St Mark's, because you know, my parents go there. So perhaps St Peter's is not a good idea for that reason. The real problem though is that very shortly St Peter's is going to be closed as a church for major redevelopment and structural redevelopment, which will take months to complete. It won't reopen until sort of the autumn time. Now I know that our church search is looking like, with all the reschedules, it will be July possibly before we have done it, sorted it all out. But I think to wait that long for St Peter's is just a little bit ridiculous. They are meeting in the Wesley Chapel during the time that the building is shut, but of course that's going to be completely different to what they actually do in the new church, so it's pointless going along to them when they are not doing what they usually do. One of the problems, you could say, and the fact that I've had to do another church search so soon after the last, is because we went to Christchurch for our church search in 2008 during its interregnum, knowing that it was not going to be like it was for that long, because they were getting a new minister, and perhaps if we'd you know, thought about that a little bit more, we might have decided, you know, to go with our number 2 choice instead. So I think, having learnt from that mistake, we're not going to risk it. We're only going to, because it's shut for so long, it will be, you know, nigh on 9 months from now before we know what it's going to be like, and I'm not really prepared to wait that long. You know, this is going to be my sort of church search 2011 visitation report to St Peter's, because it's not happening and it's not being rescheduled. It's just unfortunate, I think. You know, no slight at all on the church or anything like that. There is the possibility, however, that I may use the church if I decide to go for a very high church this year. The reason is the high church that's at the top of the list at the moment is St Wilfrid's, but I did express my problem with that being that it was very anonymous. Now the one good thing about St Peter's is not only is it close, but it's also incredibly active throughout the whole week. There's plenty of things to get involved with. So if I end up going to St Wilfrid's, I may also end up getting involved with St Peter's Church when it reopens, and using that sort of as a church community, but not as a centre of worship. I don't know how splitting my time between 2 churches like that would work out, but it might be worth a shot if I end up going to St Wilfrid's across the summer and find that I just can't, I can worship there but can't participate. So that's one thing, possibility to think about. So until the next church search visitation, that's it for this week.